How's it going, YouTube? Today we are hauling out manure, and we have been for about 2 weeks now. So nothing's changed there. And if you're new here, I'm Mindy Burkle. I help out on my family's dairy farm. We only milk 120 cows, and I run Big Dreams Dairy, which is my line of registered brown Swiss in one Jersey at the moment. And it's been almost 2 weeks since I've seen you guys here on YouTube. So within that time, I have hauled quite a bit of manure, and I did get to go on a Midwest dairy outing and learn about basically how to promote dairy on social media and in person.
With the cheese and the easiness of the wine, they just work really nicely together.
So that was really fun to experience. Met a lot of cool people, a lot of important people. So there is a little bit of a process before we can even think about hauling manure. We have to hook up the tanker and make sure that there is enough air in all the tires on the tank as well as on the tractor. I was getting the tractor and the tank ready to go. Dad was working on the pump to drop into the pit. Now when we do the hauling at home, we use our 8670 Massey Ferguson and a 155 Agco hooked up to our smaller tanker, in which you can see has seen some better years. Next year it'll already be 20 years since we put in this manure pit. And when we first put it in, we thought it was crazy to put in a 1 million gallon manure pit. But now today, we have to empty it out twice every year. We usually haul out the pit twice a year, once in the fall and once in the spring. And during the fall, we haul it to my great uncle's farm, which is 2.5 miles away. And then in the spring, we'll haul it home and at the neighbor's farm right across the fence line. And we are going on old corn ground and hay ground that we'll get tore up this spring. We had taken a little break from hauling manure to wait for the fields to be fit again. So in that meantime, we had switched the pump to the other side of the pit and fixed the fence on the outside of the pit that had fallen in this last summer from a bad storm. So when it was time to go back to hauling manure again, naturally we were having issues on hauling and actually had to pull the pump off the front of the tank because we were not getting manure to come out the back of the tank. A bunch of nasty stuff had plugged up the opening to go to the pump, and actually old pieces of the baffling were rotting off and plugging that hole up front.
It's got a little bunch of water.
We kept having issues as draining out the tank, and at this point, we didn't even know that there was a chunk of old baffling covering the front of the tank here, and we kept having to use a crowbar to keep the opening open to let the manure drain out into the field. So it feels like we're on day 200 of hauling manure, but we are starting to get to the bottom of the pit now, and the next thing that will need to be done is work dirt. pumped as much as we could, but the sludgy stuff in the bottom has been stuck there for years and will eventually have to get excavated out someday. But with that, our spring hauling season is done.